to all the men that had that needed to know in the kingdom. Okay, even David's sons. All right. Now you can read the history on your own, because I'm not gonna try to make this longer than what I want it to be. But you read about Adonijah. He tried to assert authority to the kingdom, as well as Absalom. Okay. And all of them got put to death because why? Because they wasn't set up to be king. Only those that whom the Lord elected to be in a certain positions, all right, they gonna fulfill that position. Nobody else can be in that position. If they try to uptake it, they gonna get put to death. All right, that's clean. That's plain and simple. All right. So David's explaining this to his sons as well as to all the people in his kingdom. All right. Verse 2. Then David the king stood up upon his feet and said, "Hear me, my brethren and my people. As for me, I had in my heart to build an house of rest for the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and for the footstool of our power." And he made ready the building. But the Most High said unto me, "Thou shalt not build an house for my name, because thou hast been a man of war and hast shed blood. Howbeit, the Lord God of Israel, Yahweh, chose me before all the house of my father to be king over Israel forever." That's talking about David. Alright, that's going back into 1 Samuel's, alright, chapter 16. When the Lord, after he rejected Saul, alright, for not destroying and putting to death all the Amalekites, okay, and destroying all that they had, because the Lord wanted to exact vengeance upon the Amalekites, which the Amalekites are the head of the nation of Edom, and the Amalekites are the so-called Jewish people, which they know that. Alright, the Lord told Saul as king by the spirit of the ordinance of the Lord through Samuel the prophet, alright, and high priest at that time, to tell and judge, to tell Saul, because he was the king. Alright, and that's what Israel wanted. The Lord told him to go put to death all the Amalekites, destroy them utterly for attacking Israel. Alright, when they came out of Egypt, they was the first nation to make war with us. Alright, even though they related to us, they are closest related to us. I'm talking about the so-called white man. Alright, but it's people, they made war with us, them Amalekites. So the Lord wanted Saul to go X him out, basically. Alright. So Saul went, but he didn't fulfill that. He only did it partially. So what happened? The Lord rejected him. He sent Samuel to tell him that the Lord was going to choose and raise up one of his neighbors to be king over Israel, a man after the Lord's heart. And we know that's David. Alright? Okay? And you read in 1 Samuel chapter 16, after the Lord rejected Saul, and chapter 15, alright, he sent Samuel. Samuel anointed him. Alright, and the Lord said he chose him. So that's what David is accounting when he said it back in this verse right here. 1 Chronicles 28:4. Howbeit the Lord God of Israel chose me, meaning he elected David, alright, to be king. It says, before all the house of my father, to be king over Israel forever. Which he will hold that position in the kingdom. That will be his stead forever. That's promised in Ezekiel chapter 34 and 37. Alright, excuse me. Forever. For he hath chosen Judah to be the ruler. And of the house of Judah, the house of my father, and among the sons of my father, he likened me to make me king over all Israel. Backing on what I just said. Verse 5, and of all my sons, for the Lord hath given me many sons, 8 total, he hath chosen